I don't know what's wrong with me. I am now in my early 40s. I have a decent enough job. I have a few friends who are all married. I haven't had any significant relationships since I broke up with my boyfriend 10 years ago. Even typing this out is making me emotional. I loved that man with all my soul, but we had to end the relationship because he was not treating me right. We were always fighting about how he would withdraw and shut down on me, sometimes disappearing for days without even telling me why or what I did wrong. I was always on the edge, afraid he would leave me, and didn't know which time of withdrawal would be the final goodbye. It made me sick sometimes because I would call him on the phone, crying for him to just talk to me, and afterwards he would give me the coldest response. Then eventually, he would return and we would make up and things would be fine for a while. I knew I needed to leave him, but I didn't know that leaving him would mean I would be this lonely. I often ask myself if I made a mistake walking away, because why didn't he come after me? And why am I still single and on my own if he was the problem? It feels like my life just came crashing down after we broke up, and I haven't been myself since. I'm not sure what's wrong with me, but it's not easy to live like this. Do you have any advice? Let's get into today's episode.
Does she like me? Was that a date or a hang? Is she single? Wait, what are we? Is it too soon to say I love you? Should I call him now or should I just wait? Maybe I should wait. Wait, should I let her go? Why did he just ghost me like that? Wait, can't we work it out? Is he an F-boy? Is she toxic? We hooked up. Why is he saying we're just friends? Let's face it. Relationships are the best thing when they work and a nightmare when they flop. You're recklessly giddy when Cupid's arrow sticks you in the arse, and a nervous, pain-filled wreck when he comes to take his love away. There's hardly anyone who cannot relate to the dizzying highs and debilitating lows of relationships. We are naturally wired for connection, so when that's messed with, it can make us feel crazy. Enter BamBAEzled. On this show, we help you figure out if you are being bamboozled by your bae. That's it. Nothing else, nothing fancy, just a real, raw, honest to heavens, and hopefully helpful take on the best to the worst of relationships and everything on the spectrum in between. No topic is off limits, no situation is too taboo or embarrassing. Give us everything. So, if you're wondering if you're being bamboozled by your bae, don't walk, run here. This is your new home. I am your new bestie, and I've got you. Now, let's figure out if you're being BamBAEzled.
The first thing that I want to say to you is, I'm sorry. And it sucks. And I can feel the pain in your letter. And I don't know if anything I'm going to say here today is going to help, but I deeply, sincerely hope that it does, because nobody deserves to feel the way that you're feeling. And I just want you to know that there is love for you here in this community. However small we are at the moment, every time somebody watches this video, they are going to be sending you so much love, so much peace, so much positivity. And I hope that you feel it wherever it is that you are. Okay. So, guys, you're going to have to work with me on this one. A lot of it is going to be read because I completely wrote this out. And if I have any extra thoughts, I will pause the reading and give you those thoughts. But just stay with me. You're not going to be seeing a lot of direct eye contact in this episode. But it is very important that I wrote these thoughts out. I don't want to miss anything. For the benefit of this lady that wrote in. So, here we go. Thank you for working with me. Here we go. All right. When you decided to walk away from someone who isn't treating you the way you know you deserve to be treated, the way you would rather be treated, there are moments when your ginger is gingery. You're on a high and everything in you is singing and dancing. You've made the right decision. You've cut this person off. you're moving on up, to the east side. Your spirits are high because you feel like you have taken yourself from a place of pain to a place of peace. You walk around your house in your PJs, giving speeches to imaginary audiences about how you're a queen and women and queens should be treated a certain way, and you will accept nothing less than the best, very best treatment. You're doing your chores and everything is good and your spirits are high. Those days after a breakup, when you are sure that this person, the person you broke up with, is no good, or at least not good for you based on how they were treating you, those are the great days. Or the days when you are just taking space away from a relationship that is beginning to swerve into an unhealthy dynamic. You're strong, your resolve is strong, your mind is made up, you're not going to take no shit. Those are the best days. You're on an all-time high. Your mind is on your side. You watch videos on YouTube that assure you that you have done the right thing, and this solidifies your resolve to stick to your guns and stay away from the person that you loved, and in most cases, still love. Unless you're a psychopath. Real love doesn't just disappear. It doesn't just go away because you have gone away. If you really loved someone, if your heart was really engaged with a person, that doesn't just stop because the relationship has stopped. Again, unless you're a psychopath. And I just want those of us watching this, whenever it is that you come to watch this, if you are in a similar situation with our writer, the person that wrote in, it's okay. It's okay, It's okay if you still love that person. It's okay, even if they weren't good for you, even if they were not the best option for you. Don't beat yourself up about it. It's okay. On those great days, you can eat. You can keep your regular 2-time-a-day shower regimen. You can function at work. You can watch TV and actually focus on what you are watching. You can laugh and you can keep your shoulders squared, head held high, way, way up high, because you're good in those days. These are the good days. These are the days that we wish, all of us wish, would follow us throughout our breakup journeys. But then come the bad days. Then there are something I like to call the get up days. Get up as in get up. D-Day. Rise up. Then there are the get up days. A get up day is the kind of day when the weight of the reality of life without the familiarity of this person and the mini world you two built with each other, your little traditions and rituals and your inside jokes and the store runs that you make and your little ecosystem that ran the day-to-day of your relationship. When the reality of life without that world comes knocking at the door of your mind. Get up days are days when you cannot begin to see your way through the haze of loneliness and despair because the weather report reads high degrees of abandonment wounding, and so you have to park your car because you are at risk of totaling it if you keep driving in such bad weather. Get up days are the days when all the hope and promise that came with having this person in your corner, in your arms, in your bed, in your home, in your life are suddenly nowhere to be found. And the fear that comes in their stead is so rude that it never lets you get a word in edgeways and just barrages you with its side of the conversation. And all you can hear is fear. On get up days, you are weak, physically, emotionally, mentally. You are raw and bleeding, and it feels like the sharks are in the water. You are breaking on all sides, and all you want to do is pick up your phone and call your person, because them being on the other side of the line represents proof that you are someone who can be loved, that you are someone who love wants and who love has chosen. On get up days, every beep of your phone has you running to see if they finally realize that they don't want to do life without you, and they are calling or texting to say, big head, I miss you. Baby, I miss you. I want to talk to you. I want to see you. All you need is the smallest infinitesimal sign that they still care, and you can work with that. Your mind is saying, just give me anything. Give me a meme, give me a gif, give me a paper clipping, send me a news clip about the finance world that I know nothing about. Any sign of life and I'll take it. I'll come running, because it means you are still in our mini world, and in that world I know where to find you. I know how to navigate that world because we built it together. And if you are still there, if there is any hope or any chance that you are still in that world, then I can reach you again. Get up days are the longest, they are the toughest, they are the most brutal 24 hours that you will experience. And sometimes it feels like they will never end. And believe me, they take their pound of flesh whenever they come around. Now, not every bad day during a breakup or in the aftermath of a breakup is a get up day. There's a reason that get up days are named that, and we'll get into that through the course of this episode. Bad days come with their own energy, and so they don't necessarily deplete your own energy. They just come around and poison your own energy. There are bad days when you feel anger, resentment, negative feelings, even malicious intent towards your ex-partner. Bad days are like a good kid that's throwing a tantrum, and you as its mother who knows this child and understands that this child needs to regulate, and what this child needs to re-regulate is a firm, close, I will not let you go hug. And that's all they need. They're not a bad child. So you do that. You get down to the child's level, get down on your knees, get down to the floor. And this child is kicking and screaming, but because you know that this child is not a bad child, and all this child needs is someone to recognize that it just wants its needs to be met. And so you come down to this child's level. And sometimes it will require you restraining the child's hands because they're going to be and you'll restrain their hands and pull this child into you and hold them there. Let me tell you a story. My big sister, my mommy, one of the great loves of my life, there was a time many years ago I was having I was in a fit of anger. Something had happened and I was mad as hell. I was so upset. And because I'm a more quiet, more introverted person, I don't usually express my upset. I implode. And so I was having one of those episodes, and but it was a bad one, because I was spazzing out. I was so upset about what had happened that I couldn't get my words out. I was talking and my words were getting caught in my throat, and I was clenching my fists. I was so mad. And she was trying to talk to me. She was like, Annie, and I couldn't hear her. And then in one fell swoop, when she was trying to talk to me and I was spazzing, and then I was, she just comes and she just wraps her arms around me. She wrapped her arms around me, and I was struggling. I was trying to say, no. And she just held me there. And I struggled, and she held me. I struggled, and she held me. And I struggled, and she held me. I struggled, and she held me. I struggled, and she held me. And then my arms fell to my side. She still held me there. And after about a minute, I lifted up my arms and I put them around her. And I relaxed into the hug. And then I started to cry. Because it was such a moment of release for all that emotion that I wasn't able to express. And it wasn't until then, until my body was weak from releasing, that she now disengaged from the hug. Bad days are like that. They come with their own energy. And so that little child that's throwing a tantrum, you know that this child is not bad. This child needs help with regulating themselves. And so you go and you collect them and you hold them and you assure them that I'm not going to let you go. And I see your needs and I recognize that you need love, and you will get it here. You hold that child until that child calms down and stops fighting and stops struggling. That's what bad days are like. If you recognize that they are your little you throwing a tantrum because it thinks that you don't know what it needs and is protesting, then you can metaphorically pull your little you into a hug and show yourself that you do know, and more importantly, you care about your own needs. So what would a bad day look like? A bad day would be you can't focus on work and saying to yourself, okay, so we're going to take the day. We're going to take the day. We're going to do something that we enjoy doing. So it's like you're talking to your little child and you're like, okay, mommy is listening to you. What do you want? What do you want you and mommy to do today? Right? So that's what you do on bad days. And even though this may sound counterintuitive, I genuinely think that on bad days, you should give yourself exactly what you want. Exactly what your body, your mind wants, as long as it is not harmful to you or to other people. I will never forget to say it. Don't deprive yourself. Don't suppress your needs. Or that tantrum, like a whirling dervish, it's just going to keep raging inside of you. And even the thing that you think you're using to distract yourself, it won't help. So listen to yourself and give yourself what you need on bad days. Get up days are very different. You see, get up days where bad days come with their own energy, excuse me, and use their bad energy to poison your own good energy. Get up days come with zero energy. They come with no, nada, zilch, nothing. And their singular mission, please stay with me here. I have to read this because when I was writing it, it was falling from, it just pouring out of my spirit, and I don't want to mess it up. So please just stay with me, okay? Get up days come with zero energy of their own. And their singular mission is to attach to you and sap every last drop of energy, of life force that you have. And that is why get up days are not loud or tantrumy like bad days. They don't want you to know that they are coming because they need to feed. And if you see them for what they truly are, you and any person with a working brain will run for the hills. So, get up days wait, and they watch, creeping around, lurking in the shadows, calculating. They're lurking around in the shadows of your mind, waiting for their time, calculating, wondering when would be the right time for them to show up. They know. That's the thing about get up days. Get up days are not self-sustaining, unlike bad days. Get up days know that they cannot live for too long without feeding on your energy. And then once they recognize that a bit of energy has come into you, they begin to slither out of the shadows, making their way towards you. Get up days are relentless, unempathetic, viciously self-serving, and their one goal is to eat you till there is no you left. Their advantage is in their method of operation. Get up days disguise themselves as bad days because they know you know what a bad day is. And they know because you have gotten through bad days relatively unscathed, your alert, your system is not on high alert when it comes to bad days. So you don't necessarily try to ward them off, especially if you have learned that a bad day is a tantrum that needs to be soothed. And once it's soothed and given its attention, it will pack its load and go away. So what you don't know is that where the bad day brings its bad energy to disturb your good energy and then leaves with its property after you have attended to it, the get up day starts out looking like a bad day. But by the time it has sunk its fangs inside you, you see that this is no ordinary bad day. This brought no energy with it. And this thing is sucking me like a leech. It brought nothing, but its full intention is to take something with it when it's leaving. But by that time, it's too late because it has already attached to you. So let me jump out of this rather dark metaphor and tell you what a get-up day would look like, or a person who has been riddled with the disease of get up days, let me tell you what it looks like. So, do you know a person who just cannot, no matter how hard they have tried, get over a relationship that they were in? To the person who wrote this in, this is no slight on you. Please know that I'm saying this with all compassion and I'm carrying you in my heart. I want you to get out of this. So even though this example sounds like you, believe me, there are so many of us. There are so many people like that. But so do you know a person who, no matter what they tried, they just couldn't seem to overcome a heartbreak that they experienced? Even if they dated that person 30 years ago. I know a woman. She's much older than me. She's my grandma, essentially. She's not my grandmother, but she's my grandmother's age range, and she's a family friend. And this woman had one love of her life, one. And her parents didn't allow her to get married to him. And so this smart, intelligent, rich, successful woman, she's a lawyer, never, ever, ever put herself out there again. And she stayed bitter and locked into the fact that her parents ruined her life because they didn't allow her to marry the man that she loved, the only man she thought she could love. This is what it looks like when that one guy, that one girl who didn't marry you and has gone on to marry someone else, has children, is living their complete life on their own. They're living blissfully, and you can't seem to pull yourself out of the hole of depression or despair. This is what is behind the complete halting of your life's potential and your choice to live life from that point on, running away from anything that has even the slightest semblance of pain or rejection, semblance to pain or rejection. And so because you don't want to feel any pain like what you felt or any rejection like what you went through, you have subconsciously dimmed the light of your life all the way down till it's this dull glow that can only light up the tiny box that you have put yourself in. And it's only bright enough to light up the little thing that you have made of your life. The way you know that you have been infected by the disease of get up days is that you remain like this for the foreseeable future of your life. Most people, the rest of their lives. If you let get up days get the better of you, there is a likelihood that this is what your life will look like. And you will be confused. You won't understand. Why can't I seem to just get up? So what do you do with get up days? First things first, you should never treat them like bad days because they are too dangerous to have any dalliances with. When you have your first run-in with a get up day, because we will all have one, every single person who goes through a breakup, unless you didn't love that person, unless you weren't invested, unless you didn't put your heart and soul into it, we will all be bitten by a get up day at least once. What I'm hoping that will happen for you after you watch this episode is that you will never be bitten by it again. But we will all be bitten by a get up day at least one time. Okay, so when you have your first run-in with a get up day and it takes a bite out of you and slithers away with it, because it doesn't bite and detach, it bites and collects. And that is why you end up a shell of yourself. It's because it hollows you out. It takes away from you. It doesn't bring anything to you. When you have that first get up day, you have to mark it. Now, when I say mark it, I don't mean celebrate, open wine and drink and celebrate. It's not something to celebrate. When I say mark it, I mean you need to take note of it. You need to take note of yourself. You need to be aware of yourself and the temperature of yourself, the state that you were in, the state your environment was in. Take note of everything that happened that day. Things that you contributed to, things that were in your direct control, and things that weren't. Take note of everything that happened to you and how you presented in that day. Take note of it. Try to be aware of yourself and your environment. Be aware of what's happening while you are bleeding from the bite of the get up day. Study it. Study it so you can understand it. Study it means, okay, when this get up day approached me, I probably hadn't had a shower for like 10 days, 5 days, 6 days. I hadn't brushed my teeth. I was snapping at everyone around me. I was binge drinking. That's what I mean by study it. So study yourself in that moment or in that day. And a get up day is not necessarily only one day. You can have a get up season. So just have that in mind. Now, study it so you can understand it. Understand it so that you can recognize its pattern of behavior. And once you can recognize its patterns, you will be ready to do the one thing that I guarantee you will rescue you from get up days forever. Study it, understand it, and recognize its patterns. The one thing you do on get up days, and this is the reason why I call them that, you get up. You get up. The one remedy, the kryptonite for get up days, is your decision. After you have studied, understood it, and so you recognize when it's slithering towards you, the one thing that will save you from it is your decision to get the fuck up, period. The one thing that will rescue you from the get up date attack is your decision to get up, period. Nothing else. Nothing else. You can't pray it away. You can't dance it away. You can't hug it away. Get up days are not bad days. Your only option with a get up day is to get up. This is not your inner child asking to be held and recognized and asking for its needs to be met. This is a parasite. This is a parasite that is there here to suck on your blood and hollow you out. And it will do so successfully if it comes around and finds you lying on the couch, mindlessly scrolling through your phone, thinking to yourself, oh, this is just another bad day. The way you can know the difference between just a bad day and a get up day, remember, the bad day comes with its own property. It doesn't move into your property. It does not cart your property away with it when it's going. It just comes, pay attention to me, pay attention to me, pay attention to me, and it goes. The get up day, by the time it's done with you, it leaves you feeling like a part of you has died. A part of you is missing, or a part of you is inaccessible to you. I know that you are going through the shit right now. I know that you are in pain and you are hurting, and all you want to do is drink another couple shots of whatever it is that is your poison, or continue to binge eat, or lie down there on the couch and do absolutely nothing but wallow in the pain that you feel. But I need you right now to get up. You have to get up now. This is not me being insensitive. This is love
crying out to you from the distance because it can see what is happening to you and you cannot. And it is crying out and saying, listen, you are in danger. You only have a few chunks left before this thing will eat you alive and eat you to death. A metaphorical death. And if you don't get up, because it's coming for another round, if you don't get up, you are just that much closer to disappearing for good. This is love. Might not sound like it, but it is. To the woman who wrote in, get up. You have to get up. I'm sorry for what happened to you, and I'm sorry that it has taken 10 years away from your life, but you've got to get up. Do you have another 10 years to give this blood-sucking monster that has nothing to offer you, but has everything to gain from you and eats and lives off of your energy? Whose one goal is to make sure that nothing good comes of your life simply because you had a relationship that didn't work? Some of us don't realize how little of us is left because we've given ourselves over to the pain that we are feeling. We've just given ourselves over to it. We're just rolling inside it. We're just bathing inside it. We are drinking it. We are eating it. We are watching it. We are listening to it. We are walking with it. The pain has become us. And that is not the purpose of pain. It is not a permanent resident. Pain is a tenant. In fact, pain is an Airbnb guest that comes for a while, serves its purpose, and then packs its kaya and goes. There is nothing wrong with feeling pain. Feel it. Feel it. If you know anything about me, I'm an advocate for feeling. Feel everything you need to feel. But after you have felt it, release it. Do not adopt it. It is not yours to keep. The moment you feel, and this is why it's important that you recognize it, so you have to study it. The moment you feel the slippery, slimy, slithering tongue of self-loathing, that is the sign that a get-up day is coming. And that is a get-up day's first taste of you. You know when an animal wants to before it's gone. That's when you're feeling that feeling of self-loathing and like you are not worth shit. That is your indication that a get-up day is about to attack you. The moment you feel it, I'm not joking, this is not hyperbole, this is for real. Jump up. Jump up. Let me tell you something. I hate roaches. No, you don't understand. You don't understand. Think of anyone that you know that hates roaches. I mean, to the highest degree. Take that person's hate and multiply it by 10,000. That is how much I hate roaches. And maybe you will not even scratch the surface. I hate them. I can't do. I can't. I hate them. I hate them. I can't stand. I don't know if it is even. I don't know if it's fear or hatred. I can't. Roaches and me, no. One day, me and my sisters, we were sitting at home and we were just gisting, and everybody was just carrying on, and I was sitting on the floor. Some of my sisters were on the couch. We were just strewn all about the parlor. People were just going about their business and we were gisting. Let me tell you that I didn't see the roach with my own eyes. All I heard was one of my sisters say, "Is that a roach?" That's all I needed to hear. I didn't need to hear any other thing more than that. This is the account that I was told, because me, I don't remember what. This is the account that I was given. I'm sorry, we had a changeover from power. Niger problems. Anyways, I was told by my sister, by the time the whole ordeal was over, that by the time I heard ro, from the floor, I was sitting on the floor. This couch, there's sets in the house. They're quite high. My sister said they don't know how I did it, but they know they didn't see it happen 2 times. It was one movement. In one move, I was off the floor and onto the head of the couch, not even the cushion. I was on the head of the couch and I was attempting to climb the cottage. I don't think they're lying. But it does sound like something that I would do. At the sound of row, they didn't even finish. I didn't even see it. You see, that reaction, that's how you have to jump up. At this, once there is the slightest sign that this is about to be a get up day, baby, jump up. Jump up. Literally tell yourself, call your name. If it's me, Annie, up. Annie, up. Annie, get up. And respond to yourself. Get up. Shock yourself out of it and get up. Even if when you get up you're crying, get up and be crying and be doing it. Be crying and do the dishes. Be crying and sing along to a song. Be crying and pick up that project that you were supposed to be working on. And through the tears, jam your keyboard keys. Jump up and move, because if you stay there for just a few moments longer, that get up day is going to slither to you, bite into you, and it's going to start sucking. And before you know it, not only has your entire day gone by without any reasonable thing to show for it, but a part of you seems to have gone missing as well. You cannot afford to have too many encounters with get up days, because you simply cannot survive them. In that fight, they will win. And the only way you make sure that they don't win is that you get up. Get up and work. Get up and walk around. Get up and engage your mind. Get up and engage your spirit. Get up and engage your gifts and talents. Get up. Physically move from that space where the feelings of self-loathing and I am not worth anything and self-pity, once you start thinking, get up from that spot and engage your mind with something else. Preferably something productive, but engage your mind. Don't sit there. Don't lay there. You're not doing yourself any good. The good thing about get up days is that they are weak. They are weak. And so when you stand up to them by getting up, they go away. They don't struggle with you like bad days. They go away. And when they come around again and they see that you're not there, eventually you starve the get up day and it dies and it ceases to exist. Don't be afraid of the solitude that comes with raising your standards. Don't be afraid to be by yourself. You will bloom if you take time to water yourself. Acceptance is a stable companion, and you need some stability and companionship in this time. You must learn to accept yourself, because when you learn how to accept yourself, you can apply those skills to being able to accept the situation that you are in. Acceptance is knowing that this situation, this is what it is. And my influence or lack thereof will not inherently change
anything, it won't change it from what it is. I need to tell you guys this. Sometimes they never come back. And acceptance, honing your skills of acceptance, is what will help you to be able to live with that reality and stop trying to fight it. Sometimes they never come back, and that is okay. Jump up and jump in. Jump up. I'm back. I'm back with it. You have a life that is all yours to do with as you please. You have a blank check. Your life belongs to you. You know it doesn't belong to someone else. And it's yours to do with as you please. That is a massive blank check just waiting for you to fill it in. It's a blank canvas, eager for you to design it as you like. If you have all that power, why aren't you using it? Why aren't you creating the life of your dreams? Why aren't you making your life something that you love and you enjoy? Paint your life in Technicolor. Paint it in beiges and blacks and grays. If that's what you want, just make sure that you're not leaving it blank and bare. Your life is your masterpiece, and no one will ever see all the beauty that is you if you never ever make that masterpiece. Share your masterpiece with the world. There is so much more to life than your romantic relationships. There is so much more to life than being booed up or having a boyfriend or having a girlfriend or being married. There is so much more to life. Go and talk to people who have decided not to be in relationships, who have such full, exciting, incredible lives. There is so much more to life than being in a romantic relationship. It's good to have one. Oh, it's really good to have one. And even when you have one, guess what? There is still so much more to life. That reality, that fact shouldn't change because you're in a relationship. Your relationship is a part of life. It's a part of your life. It's not your entire life. Share your life. Share your gifts. Share your talents. Share your insights. Share your sweetness. Share your light. Share your love. Share your passion. Share your darkness even. Share your masterpiece. The beautiful creation that is you. Take it. Find people who know how to appreciate your art and share it with them. Share yourself with people who are willing and able to partake of your art without destroying it. Thank you so much for coming here and spending this time with me today. You are not broken beyond repair, and I promise that if you just try, just get up and try, you will see how beautiful a life after the disappointment of a broken relationship can be. I hope today's thoughts have been somewhat helpful for you, and if they have, I would ask that you please share them with other people who you think might need this encouragement as well. If you have a story, confusing relationship situation, a curiosity, an experience, please write to us at BamBAEzled@gmail.com. BamBAEzled is spelled BamBAEzled. BamBAEzled@gmail.com. For your questions, your comments obviously can go in the comment section below. Your questions that will be answered on the live Instagram show every Saturday at 7 p.m. can be sent to hellobae@gmail.com. I love reading your questions, and we will try to treat as many of them as we can within our 1 hour live session. The lives are a time that I'm really excited for because it allows me to engage with you guys in real time. I love that. I love the exchange of energy. So I look forward to Saturdays because of you guys. So catch me on Saturday at ANEEICHA. That's the handle. That's the Instagram handle. And log on there Saturday 7 p.m. for the question and answer session for today's episode. All right, sign off with me. In life, we can always do better, or we can do worse. Let us try to find ourselves in the former more than we are in the latter. Stay safe out there in these relationship streets. Make sure that you are not bamboozling or being bamboozled by your bae. I will see you again in the next episode. But until then, please let love lead you always. Bye for now.